Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Christina with Cuddles by Christina, and happy Monday everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your weekend. Excuse me. Oh my lord, I thought I was over the worst of my allergies until I started talking. But yeah, the start of another week. Where did the weekend go? As always, it was a pretty quiet weekend. Nothing too crazy. I spent some time with my mom because Saturday would have been her and my dad's 45th wedding anniversary. So it was only her second anniversary without my dad, so she didn't want to be alone. So we just played games, had fun. Sunday was a quick little mall trip because in addition to reborns and dolls and collectibles in general, I also do have a bit of a clothing problem. I do love buying clothes. And that was about it. And yesterday I realized was Star Wars Day, but I have a confession, guys. I'm not super into Star Wars like my husband is. But today is Revenge of the Fifth, and we do have Grogu, adorable little Grogu. So I did want to come on for Revenge of the Fifth and share this cutie. We do love The Mandalorian. That is an awesome show, but I don't know, the last season, it kind of left a lot to be desired. I don't even know if it's coming back. I haven't heard anything. But the first two seasons, Pedro Pascal is one of my favorite actors. Love him. If you didn't watch The Last of Us, he's amazing in that as well. Even though this season of that show isn't that great either. I don't know what it is. I feel like a lot of these shows are only good for a season or two, and then they go downhill. And then they keep them going for 5, 6, 7 seasons, and yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so this is Baby Grogu for Revenge of the Fifth and for Whatever I Want Monday. And that is one of our favorite tags hosted by our wonderful, lovely friend Dee over at the Baby Patch. Make sure you go check her out. And the other thing we want to do on Whatever I Want Monday, here, I'm going to put Grogu down. See how precious? I know, some of you do have Grogus that have been reborn, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's not my thing to have like alternative reborns. I'll just keep, oh, you have dust in your eye. That's okay. Like, I'll just keep, a regular Grogu, but it is cool how, they've been repainted. But he's very squishy. But for the rest of the video, I do just want to bring on someone who hasn't had a lot of camera time lately. And I adore this baby. This is my Maeve sculpt, who I named Opal Evangeline. And she was painted by Baby Mind Blessing. And this expression just kills me. Look at her face. She's so cute. She has beautiful rooted hair. And she is a good size. She is a true newborn. She's very snuggly. And yeah, with all these new babies I have coming in, she just hasn't been on camera a lot. So I wanted to hold her for a bit because we are going to be sharing just a few stories for Mom Memory. May Mom Memories is what the tag is called, I believe. So this was started by Sandra over at Sandra's Frozen in Time Reborns. My girl. Hey, Sandra. Thanks for sharing your memories of your mom. And Melissa over at Melissa Valentine's Nursery did it too. And yeah, I just thought it was fun with Mother's Day coming up in just a week. Yeah, Sunday. So it's Monday. So Mother's Day is fast approaching. Guys, it's crazy. Crazy. And Mother's Day is always pretty bittersweet for me, to be honest. And, I've talked about this on my channel just with my own struggle with my infertility and wanting to be a mom. But this is what helps fill that void. So Mother's Day is tough, but I have an amazing mom, guys. My mom is a trip. Okay, let me tell you. She's one of my best friends. And we didn't always, get along growing up. Of course, what teenage girl always gets along with her mom? Let's be real. But she's just the best. I love my mom. I am within walking distance, so that's why I'm able to spend so much time with her, see her all the time. She lives less than a mile down the road. It's awesome. So my mom, you guys, when I was growing up, she was the disciplinarian, not my dad. Yeah, my mom ran a tight ship, let me tell you. She broke more than one wooden spoon on my behind. And then I used to look her in the eye and I would say, that didn't hurt. She would go, get back over here, you little. Like, she would get even madder when I said that because I was just being a brat. Don't call CPS or anything. Guys, it's fine. It's, I deserved it. Wooden spoon on a behind once in a while, didn't hurt anyone. Well, it didn't hurt me, obviously. I said it didn't hurt. But yeah, my mom ran a tight ship. Dinner was on the table every day at 4:30 on the dot. Not a minute earlier, not a minute later. So I would have friends that would sometimes forget and they would call. And my mom would pick up, she'd go, what time is it? They would go, oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Gonzalez, so I didn't realize it was 4:30. But we ate that early because my dad would go to work at 3 a.m. So when he would come home, in the afternoon, he was ready for dinner. So yeah, dinner time was always 4:30 my whole life. Now, getting used to a different schedule with my work schedule. Of course, I don't get off until 6. It took a while, guys. I gotta say, I do miss eating at 4:30. I really, really do. But, sometimes on the weekends we'll have an earlier dinner, which is nice. But yeah, my mom is just a firecracker. Guys, okay, I'm gonna try to be semi-appropriate, I don't like to drop too many curse words unless I'm talking to Sandra on a collab. But I'm just gonna forewarn you if, you are sensitive or, for whatever reason you have little ones around, maybe this isn't the best video to have me playing on. But no, it's not going to be that bad, guys. I just like to kind of give a warning. No, so a couple of my favorite stories about my mom, you guys. I was trying to narrow it down. I was trying to think. And one time I remember, I must have been about 6 years old or so. I was at the mall with my mom and my sister. So my sister would have been like 8 at the time. And there was a man who had grabbed a woman's purse. And this woman was running after him screaming, stop him, stop him. And mind you, this is not a high crime area. It was not a bad neighborhood. The mall was not in a dangerous place. So it was not that common to see any type of crime. So we see this guy running off with this woman's purse, and my mother, all 4 feet 11 inches of her, takes my hand. She says, hold your sister's hand. Don't move. Stay with your sister. I'll be right back. And she runs off after the guy. And what she thought she was going to do if she caught him, I don't know. I asked her that recently, like, Mom, what were you going to do? Like, grab the purse back? How are you going to find him? She's like, I don't know. I just wanted to do something. I'm like, so you left your 2 kids standing in the middle of the mall? Well, I knew you girls were going to stay put and holding hands. And it's not like she was gone long, guys. It was like she ran for a minute and then came right back. But still, I just thought that was so funny. And that just shows what a firecracker she is. Cracks me up. So another time, I was a teenager. So yeah, I was probably like 15. So me and my best friend who lived next door, I don't know how we got on the subject. I don't even know, but we just decided we were talking about how after the age of 30, you shouldn't be having sex anymore. Because it was just gross. We're like, yeah, after 30, no. From the other room, you guys, my mom yells out, no, it gets better. Guys, I died. died. She just the timing of it was hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Oh my God. And my mom doesn't even try to be funny. Like, two of the other funniest stories about her. Okay. Jeopardy was really, really big in our family. We always watched Jeopardy together. And I remember one night we were watching, and it was the like teen tournament or whatever. It was kids up there. And my mom is watching, and she's looking at this one girl who's competing. And my mom goes, I can guarantee you she's never been laid before. And I was like, Mom, she's like 15. My mom goes, oh, I thought she was in college. Oh, but still, she still hasn't gotten laid, I'm telling you that. And I'm like, where are you getting this from? And then it turned into like a family discussion about teen pregnancy, and it ended with all of us singing the national anthem. I don't know how we got from one to the other, but that's how my family rolls. It was hysterical. And another time, this must have been in 2012 when everyone was talking about, the Mayan calendar and the rapture and everything. And one day at dinner, my mom goes, well, I don't understand why everyone is so worried about the rapture. Didn't they disappear with all the other dinosaurs? And we said, Mom, no. Mom, that's raptors, not the rapture. Raptors went extinct. We're talking about the rapture. The end of times. And she was like, oh, I didn't know the difference. Oh my God. And we also love playing board games as a family. That was big growing up. And I remember one time we were playing Trivial Pursuit. And I forget like how the question was phrased, but it was something about like countries in Africa. And the answer was Egypt. And my mom was shocked. She goes, wait a minute. When did they move Egypt to Africa? Like, what? Egypt is in Africa? We're like, yeah, Mom. It's like right there. She's like, I thought it was like somewhere, north of that. I'm like, Mom, the Middle East, Africa, like it's a big circle there. Yeah, Egypt is right there. And we still tease her about that to this day. Oh my God, my mom is a trip. I really do love her to death. But to this day, you guys, she will not admit that she made me and my friends walk home almost every day after school. She denies it. So, not that it was far. It was like maybe a good 15-20 minute walk. Middle school. I'm not talking when I was a little kid. Like 7th, 8th grade. I walked home from school, unless it was raining or, something like that. But I always walked home with my group of friends. There were 4 of us, and then we would jump in my pool, blast the Backstreet Boys. And like later on, I was like, Mom, you never made Richie walk to school, my little brother. Like, how come Richie didn't have to walk to school, but you made me walk? And she goes, well, your brother didn't have any friends. You had friends to walk with. And, I would pick him up, but I picked you up too. I picked you up a lot. And I said, no, Mom. No. Like 90% of the time, I was walking my happy butt home. And she's like, no, I think I picked you up more than that. I'm like, nope. I have 3 other witnesses who all remember walking home with me every damn day in the Florida heat. She's like, no, I don't know. I don't think. And you guys, my mom has like the craziest memory. Like, she remembers dates, times, events. She's like, do you know what we were doing 5 years ago right now? I'm like, no, Mom, what? She's like, well, we were in the car, we were getting ready to go on vacation or whatever it was. And I'm like, Mom, how do you remember that? And that's how her mind works, but she doesn't remember making me walk home from school. Yeah, okay. So anyway, guys, those are just a few of my mom memories. It gives you a little bit of insight. She always likes to remind everyone as well. So we were looking through her old, her wedding album, her old pictures. Oh, my mom was such a beautiful bride. Maybe I'll post some on my wall. I don't know, I'll have to see. But my mom always liked to say, on my wedding day, I weighed 86 pounds, and the day I gave birth to you, I weighed 115 pounds. And I'm like, Mom, I think one of my ass cheeks is 115. You were that when you were 9 months pregnant? She always brings that up just so I know how teeny tiny she was. And now she complains that she's gaining weight, now that she's in her 60s. I can't fit in my clothes the way I used to. I'm like, Mom, you had a good run. You had a good run, you're fine. So yeah, I love living close to my mom. I talk to her every single day. I don't know if we're doing anything specifically on actual Mother's Day. I'm sure I'll see her, of course, but we're planning on doing like a girls' day on the 24th with some of my other girlfriends and my niece. Like, they kind of have a belated Mother's Day, so I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Yeah, guys, so those were some of my May mom memories. Thank you, Sandra. And I'm gonna let you guys go for now, but just look at this sweet little face. I hope the shadows aren't too bad. I'm really trying to, like, experiment with lighting, but it's like, is she gassy? Is she dreaming? What is she doing? What are you doing? And I hope you enjoyed meeting Grogu. And happy Star Wars Day to all who celebrate. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you. I will talk to you very soon, maybe with another box opening. That's all I'm gonna say for now. And take care. I love you guys. Bye.